Hello everyone and welcome to Lucky Jim's Rallycross track. This is a brand new GTA race creation from me, my second Rallycross track, and we start off in the paddock area where all of the cars go in between races to get fixed up. As you can see, some require a bit more fixing than others, but yeah, Rallycross is a bit of a rough sport, so yeah, this is the paddock area where all the cars are stored and worked on. And then as we pan to the right here, you'll see the main paddock area as well for the drivers. You know, we've got trailers there for the drivers in between races and trailers for the teams to transport cars and parts to the track, as well as a fuel tanker to fill up between the races. So at the end of the paddock area, we've got a few race control buildings. You know, that's where the races are generally ran from, and that's where you'll be going if you've been naughty during the races and get a bit of a telling off or penalties. And then as we pan around here, we get the start-finish straight. So as the cars come out of the paddock here, as you can see, you know, they filter out of the paddock, come onto the road and line up at the start-finish straight, just to start ready to start the race. Now, the philosophy that I've gone with this track is to make it feel like a real racetrack. You know, this is exactly the sort of thing, you know, with the paddock area. There's a few spectator areas as well. I've more focused on the look and the feel of it, because it's a very, very short track and doesn't require a lot of props to actually make it work. So for those of you who are uninitiated in Rallycross, you know, we've done Rallycross quite a bit on my channel and I've made previous videos about it. I will leave those in the description, a link to those in the description. But basically Rallycross is a mix of rallying and regular racing. As you can see here, it's a mix of off-road sections and on-road sections. So you get some tarmac parts of the track, some dirt parts of the track, as you're seeing, you know, a few transitions, and it's a mix between rallying and racing. So you are on there with other people racing and actively trying to overtake, but you're also, there is that rally element to it where you're actually on, you know, dirt roads and things like that. So that's the track. Basically, that's pretty much it, what you've seen. You know, it's a very, very short track. These races, these Rallycross races, are very short, very action-packed. And the next bit of footage that we're about to see is a full lap of the track from my perspective, sort of a hot lap, so you can actually get an idea of what the track looks like when you're driving around it. So this is the last corner, you know, a little bit of a jump off the bridge, and then we've come past the paddock area on the right and under the start-finish straight. Take a left here, and this is back onto the dirt roads. You know, you come past Lucky Jim's ranch there, which I'll explain more about later on, then back onto the regular road. You have a nice left-hander down the hill, tricky braking point, and you've got to be get your turning right there as well, back onto the dirt road, a right-hander and then a left back onto the regular road. As you can see, you know, we've got quite a few transitions between normal tarmac roads and dirt roads as well. Then we have a double left-hander at the end of here with some tyre barriers, because it is a tricky section, that one, onto the airstrip. Quite bumpy on the airstrip, you've got to be careful there. Around the tree and the hairpin at the stadium section at the very end of the lap, back over the bridge and then onto another lap. So that is Lucky Jim's Rallycross track. That is it, you know, only about a 50-second lap, so not very long at all, and that's by design. So here we are with the paddock area. You know, I'll do a bit of a walkthrough. That is the main paddock area, as I mentioned earlier, where, as you can see, cars get fixed up, and gives the idea of where the drivers are in between races. We've got a few race control buildings at the end of there, and then a starter's box as well, which is, you'll see a shot from that in just a second. It's quite good to stand in there and see the start of a race, as you can see here. Quite fun to be so close to the action there. Just adds a little bit of realism to it, if you like, and that's the philosophy that I've tried to go with this track. It's a very, very short track. You know, Rallycross tracks are very short. It doesn't require a whole lot of props to actually make the track layout. So I decided to try to give people the feeling that they're on a real racing track, and that is continued here as we come to the first corner, the first little chicane bit here, with the first spectator section. Now this is Lucky Jim's ranch, as you can see. That's the best place to watch the action, and that's where the whole track gets its name. So as you can see, we've got hot dog stands, we've got vending machines, we've got the bleachers for people to sit on. There's even a dumpster at the back there to get rid of the rubbish. Now anyone who's been to a real racing track will recognize that kind of stuff, because I've been to Silverstone to watch Formula 1 many times. I'm sure a lot of people have been to regular racing tracks for proper racing events, and that's the kind of thing that you get. You get hot dog stands, you get snack trailers, there's obviously the seating arrangements as well, and there's dumpsters and generators around and stuff like that. So that's what I've tried to incorporate into this track to make it really feel like a proper racing circuit, and especially if you're walking around it spectating like I'm doing throughout the most of this video. So we're stood on Lucky Jim's ranch at this point, and this is definitely the best place to see all the action. You can see the full track from Lucky Jim's ranch. That's where it gets its name. That is the exit of the Joker lap just there. I'll explain more about that in a little while. But yeah, it gets its name from that area there. Lucky Jim's ranch. This is Lucky Jim's Rallycross track. There is a little bit of a story in the description of the race, which I'll leave you to read for yourself. But it's basically about how Lucky Jim was always pretty much a very unlucky guy, and he finally lived up to his name, won the lottery, and decided to make his ranch into one of the best rallycross tracks in the world. So yeah, we've got, as you can see, a few right, left, right sections where we transition between dirt and road sections, and this is the second spectator area. So as you can see, we've got double bleachers there, and the snack trailer, the generator at the back powering all of this, the hot dog stand, the vending machines, the dumpster. It's all there with the double bleachers there as well, so you can get good view of the action, as you can see here. And it is really fun to walk around the track. No doubt 100% we're going to be hosting an event for this. I might make it a sort of a really, really big event as well, where I don't participate and I literally just stream the whole thing from different viewpoints and angles like this. It could be really, really fun, and I'm really looking forward to doing that, because I think this is probably a slightly better racing rallycross track in terms of realism and in terms of just providing good racing than the first rallycross track that I had, which was Los Santos GP Rallycross. So yeah, I do think that this could be a really, really fun event when we get round to doing it. So as you can see, you come round the back end of the airstrip here, very bumpy section that, so you've got to be careful. And then the final hairpin is in the stadium section of the track. So this is the third spectator area of the circuit. The stadium section is what I'm basically calling it, because that's what it looks like. Bleachers all the way around the outside, and obviously the standard, the hot dog trailer, the snack trailer, generator at the back powering it all, even the dumpster, so people can get rid of the rubbish. It's the same sort of thing, gives you that feeling that you are at a real racing circuit, and you do get some really, really great views, especially from this section. From standing on top of here, you get a view of the whole hairpin section, as you can see, and obviously the guys going over the bridge and around the last corner as well. But then you can also stand on the bleachers and get the view from there. Lots of different viewing points. Obviously you can stand in any one of those bleachers. Obviously, if you're just racing around the track, none of this really matters, but it just adds to the whole experience of the circuit. And when I'm particularly hosting an event, I do want to have some camera guys around here to get shots of the action, and it makes it nice to have this feeling of realism where you can get different shots like this. And the next two in particular are pretty good shots, from inside the hot dog trailer there, as you can see, and then also from inside the snack trailer as well. So yeah, there's some interesting places you can be on this track for shots like this, and for me it gave me the feeling back again that I was at a real racing circuit, and that's what I was trying to go for this. A little bit of a different philosophy with the way that I made this compared to my other tracks, just because it was so small and I had the props available to use to do something like this, whereas on my other tracks all of the props are really taken up to make the track as good as it can be, because they are quite long tracks. So once you get past the hairpin there, obviously the tree was on the inside as well, that quite an iconic tree because it was the only one I was able to set. You come over the bridge, a tiny little jump, and then you take a right-hander back onto the main start-finish straight again. The second spectator section that we saw, there's obviously bleachers on the other side, so you can stand on there. You don't want to cut that last corner, as you've seen there. There is a rock right on the inside of that bush on the last corner. You've got to be careful. That's why there's a cone there to kind of ward you off from doing that. So where is the Joker lap? Now Rallycross racers have a joker lap on every single race, and basically that's a longer lap that you have to take once throughout the entire race. And this is it here. You go straight on after the start line, come round here, follow the road round, and then you re-enter the track through this little chicane section there. Now that adds about 3.5 to 4 seconds onto your lap time. Everybody has to do that once in any rallycross race. This is part of the rallycross experience. You have to do a joker lap. Now, traditionally the joker lap is a longer lap. In the FIA World Rallycross Championship, the joker lap is a longer lap. I sometimes get people saying the joker lap should be shorter. That's only in, I think, the American version of Rallycross. They changed it up a little bit, but traditionally it is a longer lap, and that's just the way I always prefer to have it. So yeah, you have to do that once throughout the race, and it causes some quite interesting moments when people meet up. And again, Lucky Jim's Ranch is the perfect place to stand on when you want to watch that. It's the focal point for the joker lap when it exits, and where people come out on it, as you can see here. So yeah, I'll explain a little bit more about that in a short while, and obviously the previous videos that I've done explained about that in great detail. So yeah, this is rallycross. You know, it's a great form of motorsport, and it really did work well when we hosted an event on the Los Santos GP rallycross track, and it was just so much fun, so intense, because all rallycross races are short. You know, they're meant to be 4 laps. This, for example, is only 50 seconds long. You get some great views, as you can see. You know, from a spectator standpoint, you can get some fantastic views. But rallycross tracks are very short. You know, this is only 50 seconds long. They're 4 laps in length each race, and basically you just repeat those races. So in a proper rallycross event, we'll be doing, say, 4 different races, all 4 laps long, with 6 people in each heat. Now, this is set to non-contact by default because of the total, you know, it is quite small, so it would be ridiculous to have 30 people in a contact format. Really, the maximum that you want is about 6 people in a race like this, so it's perfect for a few friends to get together and do this. But basically you just do 4 laps and determine who won the first race, you know, and do it in sort of like a playlist format, scoring points. Then you just repeat the race again with the guys who finished at the back on the front row, and that's the whole idea of rallycross, to keep it fun and keep it interesting, and have short, intense races. Obviously, if 4 laps is the standard, and on one of those laps you do have to do the joker lap. So that's where the tactics play into it, and you'll see here an example of a rallycross race. Now, I'm going to take the joker lap on the very first lap. Now, that is just a tactical thing. I don't want to get involved in all the mess of people sort of getting caught up with each other, so I decided to take the joker lap on the first lap. Luckily for me, nobody else takes the joker lap, so I've got free air in front of me. Yes, I come out behind everybody, as you can see there, because I've taken the longer lap, but I've managed to do that without any troubles. As you can see, you know, a few people are getting involved with each other, even just racing with people, you know, you're slowing down, so it can be an advantage to take that joker lap on the very first lap. And I actually set it up like that. I wanted the joker lap to be straight off the start line to give people that option, and it is a tactical thing. You know, rallycross racing isn't just about racing flat out all the time. You've got to have a bit of thought about it. You know, you've got to have some tactical awareness of what you're doing on the race, when to take your joker lap, when's the best time to do that. So as you can see, you know, I've already made it up into 3rd place here, and then Calavera in front of me takes his joker lap, perfectly timed. It's almost as if I wanted him to do it then, to basically, you know, that I caught up to him during that lap. It didn't matter that I don't overtake him, because he still had his joker lap to do. You know, everybody's got to do that joker lap once throughout the race, so you don't really want to do that, have those rules when you're racing with randoms. But when you're racing with people who are actually going to know what they're doing and are going to follow the rules, it just makes it so much more interesting. So as you can see here, you know, I'm catching up to Cam Colin here. I'm well within reach for overtaking him when he takes his joker lap at this point. So when he comes in for it, when he does his joker lap, obviously he'll be doing a longer lap, I'm pretty much guaranteed, even at this distance, to overtake him without needing to do anything, because I've got that gap to him. As it turns out, he does make a little bit of a mistake, and I do manage to overtake anyway. But yeah, that's the benefit sometimes of taking that joker lap on the first lap. Having said that, it's not always a benefit, you know. Someone else might take it with you and you're held up behind them, or you know, you might get caught up with a few backmarkers from the main group that didn't take the joker lap. So it's all about tactical awareness and when you take that joker lap on a proper rallycross race. And you'll certainly see that in the event that we host on this, but you can also see it on the, you know, previous events as well. And and I'll obviously link the video down below in the description. So I love rallycross racing. I think rallycross racing is perfect for GTA. It really is. It's so much fun, and it just creates such intense moments, especially on an event, because it all culminates to basically one final race with 6 people in. The best 6 people throughout the race all just have one race, and that determines the overall winner of the champion of the event. So it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to host a proper big event on this track. The track itself has also been made with a slightly different philosophy, as you're probably noticing at this point. There aren't any inside barriers, you know. It's not quite as closed off as some of the other tracks that I have, because it should be a risk-reward scenario for you. You know, if you miss a checkpoint, that's your own fault. You know, you've got to be judging how much of a corner you can cut and still hit the checkpoint. I'm not going to just put barriers there, which could cause issues on the inside of corners as well. And there's also an element of risk-reward in terms of how much of the corner you actually cut, because some of these corners are quite bumpy, so you might end up rolling the car, you know, having issues that way, getting involved in accidents and incidents on your own just because of the bumpy nature of the circuit. And that's what it should be about. It should have that risk-reward feeling to it, where you have to choose and you have to decide how much you cut this corner, what line you take through this corner, and also reacting to the fact that you're racing against other people, and you may end up having issues because you're taking a compromised line because someone else is forcing you to do that. That's what it's all about. So yeah, Lucky Jim's Rallycross circuit. A link to the page where all of my tracks are is in the description below. Click that link and you'll be able to be taken to all of my tracks. Lucky Jim's Rallycross will be on there. Just click the link for that and you'll be able to find it for your system. At the moment, as I'm recording this, it's only on PS4, but no doubt, as with all my other tracks as well, it will make its way to all of the other consoles. So certainly keep checking back on that link, and also check out some of my other tracks as well if you want to do that. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun, this track. I can't wait to have some good races on it and have a good event on it as well. It's so much fun, and I really hope that you guys enjoy racing around this very short, very intense, very high action packed track. If you want to know more about Rallycross, I've covered it in previous videos. The links to those will also be in the description below and at the end of the video. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Let me know all your thoughts about this track down below. Is it something that you're looking forward to trying? And yeah, are you excited to see an event on it as well? Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll see you next time.